Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name is Joel Duggan, and we're hanging out on the Citadel again today, back in West Hill, working on the East Graveyard here. We're going to pick up really right where we left off yesterday. Had a bonus stream yesterday because I missed Sunday because of Minecraft Live. Of course, you can check out Minecraft Live coverage and reactions on the SpawnChunks YouTube channel, as well as our latest episode, wherever you get your favorite podcasts, where we talked about the announcements from Minecraft Live. And I have to say, I recommend checking out videos from Pixel and Exumavoid on YouTube. They have made some videos regarding the crafter block for auto crafting, and they were really informative and fun, so go check those out. MindTripMedia, thank you for the 100 bits to kick off the stream, and CJ, 25 months. That's like a quarter century of months. Well said, CJ. Thanks very much for the ongoing support with that Prime sub. Appreciate it. Folks, if you've used a Prime sub, a Tier 1 sub, or if you want to join the Patreon, then you get access to the Discord. That's where we all hang out in between streams, share different links and resources and stuff about the new Minecraft blocks and all that kind of thing, as well as other video games and TV shows. There's books and hiking and all kinds of different channels for different things. We are going to have to sleep in a minute, but we can take a look and see where we left off. Honestly, we just have to kind of move along with what we were doing. We did this section here in the middle yesterday, as well as this section to my left. So what's left is this little spot here, as well as these two pieces of gravestones, and then whatever I'm going to do in here, which I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. But the path is pretty much done. It's really just the grass and the stones, so it's not going to be too difficult, I don't think. Thanks for the links to those videos, Cosmic. Much appreciated. So we know we need moss and carpets. Probably gonna need a little bit of grass. Definitely some coarse dirt. Bring this and this as well. I'm sure I will forget something. What else we need? Bushes. Thanks, Squeal. Appreciate it. CJ was saying that they spent 2 hours playing with the crafter yesterday. We'll say more than pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I think that's apt too. I also liked what Pixel had to say in the SpawnChunks Discord, I believe, which was there's a lot of people claiming that the crafter is going to revolutionize Minecraft, which I think is setting sights too high, which is what he said. And I agree with him. I think that it's going to add a lot of gameplay and a lot of technical gameplay to crafting, but I don't think it's gonna. I mean, will it change the game? Is it a game changer? Yes. Is it revolutionizing Minecraft? I think that's the kind of thing that, you know, you expect with, I can't remember who it was. Zachris, I think, in SpawnChunks. They were saying that mods often add like a one block dream solution, but it removes a lot of potential gameplay. What Mojang tends to do is like give you the tools to solve the gameplay issues you're having on your own, right? And I think that that's a really good example. Oh, we need more grass. Do I have shears? I thought I had shears. Maybe they, oh, they're here. We're gonna have to mow some of this grass down anyway. I don't need a lot. Oh, I was using the wrong thing. should be fine. I'm sure I forgot something. We will have to make multiple trips. I think I like that this is brown here. I might want to change it to be that color. Actually, maybe we'll put some moss underneath that as well. Yeah. Oh, I forgot my concrete powder. I knew I forgot something. Hey, there's Dan. How's it going? I can understand how the crafter is a game changer, and I'm excited to see what technical players will do with it. Will I use it in my everyday Minecraft life? No. Well, I think that it's simple enough that you could use it for certain things, you know, like bone meal for all of the flowers that you need it for, you know? I could see someone with a flower farm like you using it for dyes. You could make dyes with it. That would be fun. I think the thing is that it's going to be, to really get use out of it, it's going to require like iron farm. Like you're going to need a lot of hoppers, I think. The best way that I've seen people use it is that similar to this, like if you can imagine that all of these were droppers, they have hoppers all lined up. And then they power those droppers and they fire the item into the hoppers. And because they're in a row, they all go in order. Pixel Riffs was saying that in his experiment, using water streams without a timer, the items would group up and then they would arrive in the wrong order. So the real trick with the crafter, I think, is getting the timing right on the order of the items as they arrive. That seems to be the major... I'd say the first problem that people are going to have to wrap their head around is getting the items to arrive in the correct order. I think I want to make that wall a mossy wall, and I think we're going to do mossy bricks in the ground here. I would use it for block crafting, like iron blocks and redstone. Oh yeah, I mean the first thing that it's going to be used for sure for me is going to be condensing farms. You know, taking things and making them a lot smaller for ease of transport. Excuse me, ease of storage. That's the other thing too, right? Now we could try to add some height to that one as well. We'll see. maybe don't want to make that andesite because of the andesite behind it. So I might try to go mossy brick. Nope. Not do that. What about... I'll put a pressure plate on top of that, maybe? And what other color could I make it? I could try polished diorite, maybe. This might be too dark. Yeah, Cosmic, I'm excited for the more modern direction as well. I think I like that. I just think maybe it needs to be a stair instead. Magma Fire Bagwan, thank you very much. Yeah, that helps a bit. Well, that's kind of weird. What if I made this one moss instead? I wonder if we could put something there that could look cool. Like almost like an inscription that maybe was in the ground or something. It's kind of different. I don't mind that actually. I don't think it would look good next to that. It might look too much like the same thing. Oh, that kind of looks better, doesn't it? What if we switch them? Yeah. Favorite part of the crafter, says CJ, is its bottom texture. Might be my new favorite floor blocks when placed upside down. I think was something that I requested before we knew that you could place it directionally. I want them to revise all of the existing profession blocks and crafting blocks to be able to do that. I want to be able to take everything that we've got as far as different textures, like crafting tables, like just like what we do with barrels, but I want to be able to do it with things like the cartographer table, you know, and things like the blast furnace, right? That's got some cool texture, but you can only use it as a ceiling or a floor. It would be really cool if you could use that side as a wall as well, right? So I would really like them to allow us to be directional with all of those things. I think that would be excellent. But I'm glad that the crafter is directional as you described, yeah. All right, I think that's probably it. I might go see if we can grab some more mini blocks. Maybe a mossy one or something. So I feel like I might want to make that one tall. I like what we have over there, so we'll just mimic that. I think that's what it was, right? Oh, no, other way around. Didn't bring full blocks, but that's fine. Yeah. I could even go taller if I wanted to put one of those andesite blocks on it. Or I could not go with andesite. Try that. What other wall could I go with? Cobble, I guess. I don't think diorite's going to look good. It would be a really nice quality of life thing, yeah. And I think, like, not a huge thing to add. I could be wrong, but like I feel like that wouldn't be a difficult thing. That's actually not terrible, you know? I prefer if it was maybe the same texture. No, I don't think we're going to be using diorite in here. As much as maybe we'll hide it in the back, but I've got a funny feeling those are going to be more the dark blocks. Cobble might be the way to go. Yeah. I must have cobble mini blocks somewhere. I think the thing that I'm most interested in now is being able to hook up existing farms that we have. You know, so instead of a creeper farm and, you know, a paper farm for sugarcane, we can actually connect them and combine them, you know, to make rockets and stuff. Andesite, I guess I should bring those. Don't see, that's calcite. Gonna have to pop out to the ruins. We can actually move, I think, a lot of this stuff. Maybe that's something I can do when we finish this graveyard. We've got all these mini blocks stored out here in double chests, and we could move a lot of them, or all of them really, from here. This is Megan's old storage system, but we could move these all over to the crypt and keep these a lot closer, which would be nice. Cobblestone is what I was looking for. Guess I should leave at least one for the filing system. Oops, overshot. Yeah, so it's one of these. I think, did I not bring? Oh, there they are there. Yeah, I feel like a brick wall is probably going to just be too much the same as the outside wall. I think I like that actually, because it's different than the one here. It feels kind of empty. Maybe we'll need to put a little bit of grass by it or something. It really sticks out there, doesn't it? Just wanted to put more moss carpets along the edge here. That's pretty good. Not overdone. Still enough grass around to make it look like it's grown up, but not like a ton. All right, now those two, I definitely want to do something special. And we did something similar over here where we hooked up the two together. I don't know if I want to make them exactly the same, but I'm thinking maybe like a couple of stone bricks. One of them mossy, one of them regular. Or actually cracked would be good. And then a wall in between them. No weeping angels in the graveyard? No. There will not be any weeping angels in the graveyard. Despite not being a Doctor Who fan, I actually do get the reference. Oh, maybe we can do... I don't want it to hide the fence. So maybe what we'll do is pressure plates. Which I put away, I guess. Yeah, that's complicated enough, but not over the top. That is probably going to be a good spot for a flower, now that I think about that. So one of the things that I like about that is that it'll show up kind of like, as you're looking back here, it'll help separate like these two gravestones and those two gravestones because there'll be a flower back there. I'm thinking a lily. Be good. I'm sure it's a PvP thing, but I kind of wish that we didn't slow down. Oh, it's one of those, the triple, quadruple flowers because of the data pack. Nice. I kind of wish we didn't slow down when we ate. I know I'm sure like it's a PvP thing, like I get it, but I don't know. I still wish it wasn't quite. I always feel like when I've got a lot to do, I feel like it slows me down. So I don't want to create like an entirely new path here, but I feel like I want to create like a trampled grass kind of look. And then temporarily in here, I think we'll do... I think I was going to do two, like, I think these will be different shapes. Like that, maybe? Or maybe full. We're going to make them deep slate, I think. I think I like the stair better. I wish we could make them in the right color, though. Maybe we'll do deep slate tile for these. Or attempt to. I forgot how much I like using green concrete in texturing grass. Now that we've got the moss, like it works so well, and it looks a lot more interesting than just the plain Minecraft grass. Do I have mossy cobble? Yeah, definitely doing that. Really should probably just put the full block in there. You know you've had enough time playing in an area when you no longer use the paths that you've designed. You're like, don't care. I'm just jumping over stuff now. Oh, deep slate. I think we're done with walls now. Unfortunately, we can't do like there's no deep slate pressure plate. I wish there was. Sort of feels like they're anchored a bit better, you know? I don't know if I want to do it on all of them. Yeah, maybe. Although if that's the case, I might have to do it on all of these. Yeah, I think that works. So, deep slate. Oops. So that's one option. The other one is tile. I like the tile because it's darker than the wall, but I'm not a big fan of the texture. The other thing we could try is actually putting it in the ground. I think I like the raised better. What do we think, chat? Do we like polished deep slate? Or the tile? Polished? Yeah, I think it looks better for what it's supposed to be. I prefer the contrast on the tile, but... And I think we can put a bush back here too. Didn't bring any mossy stairs. Whoops. Have to go sleep anyway. The polished feels deliberate, yeah. I think the bricks felt deliberate too. It's just that they didn't look like a grave site. They just looked like a pile of bricks. You know what I mean? Unless that's what you mean by deliberate. This is actually going a lot faster than I thought. I forgot how much we had done yesterday. I thought that I only had done one of the remaining sections, but I had really done like 2.5 really of the remaining 4. So I had got more than halfway. And these are small compared to what I had needed to do yesterday. Now, I want to draw attention to that. So, one of the things I might do is grab some of those those player heads. I might actually put one on there too. Uh, 1, 2, 3, and just curious. It feels a little bit too tall and skinny. Weirdly. Wonder if it works over here. They seem to work better farther away. No, see that blends in with the wall. Worth a shot. So I might have to adjust this top part, but I feel like here, I guess I should look to see where I need another lantern too. Yeah, I might have to put another lantern back here. The idea was I was going to put these guys on here. I think I like that more than I like a lantern. So we have 2 spots there. I don't actually know how we handle this. We're probably going to have to put some water and some sea pickles in here to get rid of stuff. Because I like that look. Okay. One last little pass here to make sure we didn't miss anything. I think we're pretty good. I like what's happening in here. It feels like it needs more grass, but then every time I put one down, it's like, no, that's too much, you know? Maybe that's what we need, something to separate the two. That's probably good. So that they look like separate things. I don't think I brought any of those. No, I didn't. Yeah, the mini blocks open up some great things. I've done that before with like, it's not here, but on one of the doors that I designed like an iron piston to it, and I put a little mini block on top, like it's a, in a traditional hinge, it would be like the pin. I think it would still be called a pin if it was a big wrought iron door. Yep, I think we're good. I think we're good. Cool. That's next, I would say. And so, do have some cracked bricks on me, I think. No, I only brought the one. So I'm going to need some cracked bricks. I feel like we can probably get in like a mossy brick here. I think I want that to be the same color. I don't know if I want to make that. Be interesting if that was deep slate. You know? Right. We need to switch some blocks around. The graveyard's been lame as danger. Yeah, that's fair. Stairs. Yeah, I'm just wondering if this, it might not look better, but we'll give it a go. See if it looks better if it was all deep slate. No, I think it gets a little bit confusing. Feel like I should make the top out of maybe regular stairs though. And maybe we'll switch the bottom to regular stairs, regular stone. Feeling it's getting a bit of a conflict here, so we'll go that. That should be what we need. So up here to make it feel like one piece, I think we can do this. Or maybe even a slab. Yeah. Oh, that's not going to work. Hold on. I don't know. I think I like the stairs better. Yeah. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Maybe this should be the slabs. What do we think? Big square opening? Or little opening? I think I like that better. And the andesite works better down here. Do we want to try andesite slabs maybe? Slabs might not look. Nope. Didn't I just sleep? If it was bigger, I think I might do a bigger opening. So this will solve some of our light problems. Because the plan is to put some candles in there. Wondering if gray candles might be a good way to go. The other one would be cyan. I like the gray more than I like the blue. White's not bad, because white is not nearly as bright as you think it's going to be. So yeah, we'll try some cyan. M, hello. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good Thursday. And gray. Gray, 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 gray. I guess we just need to do some gray and light gray, right? So no to the blue. Oh, cyan. I always run out of cyan dye. I do use the color quite a bit. Cosmic is suggesting pink candles. This is my surprised face. I wish that wasn't a toggle. I should look up a mod that gives me one button to go into third person and one button to go into facing the camera. Yeah, I don't like the cyan. Those might be too close to the background color. Yeah. I think it's between white and gray. I really wish we could mix them up. Yeah, I think we go with white. It goes well with the white flowers and it's not like crazy bright. And then as far as lighting goes, I think we'll put 2 there. And I don't have a flint and steel on me. Aha, I keep one in there. Conveniently. Oh man, we're out of space. Guess I could use some of these. Alistair pointed something out the other day. The insides of my honey blocks don't render. I think it's because of sodium. Does anybody that use sodium know how to fix that? The sound of honey blocks, not your favorite, Cosmic? That's going to change the tone a little bit. Cool thing is you're not going to be able to see it unless you're up close. But it does help with the lighting around here. It don't know how we're going to handle that. I guess I could just bury some sea pickles. That's probably going to be the easiest thing. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I might make that into stone bricks as well. Yeah. I'll put this tear back. Oh no, I still have them. Yeah, I think that's better. Oh, this might be a little bit too much. Break time, says Cosmic. Thanks very much. And Hunter, hello. Good to see you. So I have yet to finish and figure out how this is going to tie into the landscape. I've got a funny feeling that this is going to actually come a lot higher. Maybe not quite that high. Either way, I think there's probably going to end up being some sort of bush happening back here. And certainly some moss to cover up the edges. Yeah. Oops. Oh, I don't like that. That's no good. Sticks through. It's weird. I find that the sound of crackling candles sounds like spider footsteps, and it's really bizarre. It's an odd feeling. All right, I'm not worried about that because that's not really set in stone. So now that the sun is going down, which is what I wanted to wait for before I went on my break, we'll see how this is looking aesthetically and seeing where we might need to put some lights. The shoutout wars are very funny. I find them very amusing. Specifically because I know how Cosmic Dancer feels about shoutouts, and that I know Hunter knows that. So it's... Hunter says I'm not here as often as I'd like to be. Well, that's very nice of you to say. Appreciate that. I need to figure out some audio issues. I've noticed as I've been popping back into my streams that I sound a lot better on stream than I do on the podcasts that I do. Specifically the Spawn Chunks. I think my voice was tired this week, but so I podcast on a different mic, and I think I need to try to make the old Yeti sound as good as the new one, or as close as I can to it, because I have a much better experience, I feel, on stream. Yeah, so I definitely need something here-ish. This feels very dark. You're not seeing any of the details there, but we can do little things like adding in sea pickles and stuff. It's also quite dark at the back over there. But yeah, definitely need to have something. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this completely spawn-proof because there's just too many. Right? I mean, if the whole thing was level 1, that would be fine. That would be fine by me. Anyway, I'm going to take that break for folks that are new. I do take a break once an hour. It gives me a chance to reheat my coffee, grab a little bit of a stretch. You can also grab a friend. We're always trying to grow the channel, and honestly, numbers are down. It would be nice if I had some more viewers. So if you've got a friend that you think would like the stream, go grab them. Let them know that we're live. It's a great second monitor stream. So even if you're working, you can always lurk, maybe pick up some Minecraft tips in the background. But yeah, I'll be back in about 5 minutes. So we don't have a lot of nighttime left, but I can at least throw in a couple of things. I mean, well, the sun's going to come up any second, so maybe not. I'll keep all the green stuff on me. Oh, I guess I should be careful about what's happening first. I'll just sleep. Rain, can't see anything. Yeah, the sunrise is cool. If there's actually a couple of pictures on Twitter of the graveyard at sunrise, so if you want to go check it out. Fight. Oh, you I care about. Hiding underneath the tree. Here's my axe. Oh, I hear you coming. Well, looks like axe it is. Anybody else? I think we're good. So we're just far enough away in there to spawn guys out here. Alright, let's get rid of that. I'm gonna keep the dirt stuff for now. Keep all that stuff. Oh, I don't need those. Or the dye. That can go back in there. Uh-oh. Don't have enough space. I don't know what to do. Right, well, I guess they go in here. That's fine. I will need a bucket. Probably 2 buckets. Actually, yeah. And then sea pickles. Bone meal. So we can use the HUD mod to show the light level and at least get a decent, I guess, feel. I remember saying that it was really dark over here. I feel like we could probably just use this and then, oh, I don't know if there's an infinite water source here. No. This one? Yes. Perfect. Oh, wow. One of those is a lot more than I thought. Maybe we should use, well, candles we have to light. And then there's like a smoke effect that comes up. Is there? Do candles show up? I mean, the good news is that 1 sea pickle does a fair amount, right? Twitter's getting a $1 subscription fee. I think that would be the nail in the coffin for Twitter. I only ever use it to broadcast when I'm live anyway. Lichen, unfortunately, is not my favorite. Although that reminds me, I did want to put some vines down. There was a couple of gravestones I thought could use some vines. Just regular candles, I guess, because you can't see them. I guess I should also think about like where else we could put a lantern. That would make sense. But rather than this here, like we could probably get away with putting a lantern like right here on the corner. So if I go get another mossy wall, we should bring some lanterns with us too. I'm happy that we're at this stage. Like we're getting really close to finishing this up. That one and I really should be doing this at night. So even with that, we'd still need one here. And it still doesn't get all of them, right? So in here, we could do something like this and attempt to use a candle instead. And that is like the bare minimum, right? But same idea. Oh, the animation only goes for the block, so it doesn't actually go past the carpet. You can hear it though. And that's level 4. I think the sea pickles are the same. Well, I mean, I guess you could always add more sea pickles too, right? Oh, that's going to turn the concrete powder. Never mind. Maybe we're going to have to use both. Maybe we're going to have to use both. So I don't want to do too much because I want to see it at night to see if I'm overdoing it. So I'll wait. I've got a funny feeling we're probably going to be doing more candles than we will be buckets. A little bit more control. Mushrooms. Yeah, it's only level 1 though. Yeah, the candle crackling is not the end of the world. What else do I want to bring with me? Right, I wanted to switch and get some bushes. I love being end game. I know I've mentioned this a number of times, but it really is good. All right, now that it's nighttime, we look at a better feel of things. I feel like that's a decent, evenly spread out situation. There's a lantern there, one there. The candles are pretty bright, and then there's another lantern there. And these give off on the ground an 8. I guess I need to think about where else I want to put a lantern. See, now that I think just ends up being too bright. See, then it looks like it's kind of glowing. It feels like there's a light source there. That's why I think we're going to have to be careful. That was 1, 2, 3, and that's 7. Yeah. So anything like that, I think we have to be able to see the light source, like actually see the lantern. I feel like this is okay at a 4. Yeah. We unfortunately just end up with some zeros hanging around. So, where do we want... Oh, more friends. Creeper behind him? Yeah, it is. Should have brought my bow and arrow. Shoot the creeper. Knockback. Wow. Look at all the mobs. I obviously have not lit up. Oop, that's the wrong thing. We have no street lights in this road. Okay. It's getting to the point where it's safer inside the graveyard than out. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So visually, I think that looks okay. This is still really dim. And I wish I had a better way of lighting that up. Look at all the creepers. Oh, we're shooting. Really? How close is he? There he is. There's no real spot to hang a lantern here. I guess I could hang one up in there. Or I could put one, I guess, on the shelf. That's okay. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'd much prefer a different solution, so we may have to come up with something better, but it does the trick. Lantern. Where else do I want a lantern? I guess we should probably have another one on the right-hand side here. That's a little bit bright. Guess no brighter than that one. Maybe I can move it a little bit farther away. It actually makes that bush feel like it's nestled up around it, which is kind of cool. That takes care of a huge chunk up here. This stuff. I feel like here we can just put candles. And again, candles are, I think, the better option because the water, depending on what we have next to it, the concrete would turn to solid concrete. The concrete powder would turn to solid concrete. That's okay. Like, that doesn't feel like there's a weird light source there. It just kind of feels like a natural moonlight or something, right? Wonder if I could put something under the fountain, maybe. Yeah, let's get in there. I'd say we need at least 2 more lanterns. One of them has to be back here somewhere. On the other side we have that fence, and the fence has got a lantern on it, so it helps that way. This could also, oops, baby zombies. Well, that's gonna throw off my. I wish you could pick up flaming arrows. I could make something here, like a fence post. I wonder if I should put like a arch. Then I could hang that from the middle. I'll have to mess around with that. But as far as like a visual lantern, I feel like there has to be one kind of back here somewhere. That feels a little bit close to that one. I don't know where I could hide one back here. I guess I could just do a mirror and have like something stick off here. I'd use a better block. Still feels kind of close to this one though. Where could we put another lantern? Maybe in the very back corner there. Maybe we can remove the grass. Now that it's getting light out, it's kind of hard to figure out where to put it. I think it was here. Yeah. Feels a lot more evenly spaced back there anyway. All right. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but I want it to be at least less of a problem. No, I don't have fire spread on. I don't know if fire spreads from flaming arrows anyway. Was that a mini leaf block? Yeah, so these are it's the Wandering Trader data pack and the mini blocks data pack from Vanilla Tweaks. VanillaTweaks.net. Of course, if I can do it. Oh, I don't need candles. What's the next most common? I guess we'll just make more candles. Hopefully that doesn't look too bright. I think there's still going to end up being places that are just going to be dark. Oh, that got all of them. That's cool. See, again, here's where I want to wait until nighttime because I can't really remember how things are looking, so I don't want to go too far. So we'll wait until it gets dark again. In the meantime, there's lots to do out here. I need to move the road, and I need to decorate the outside a little bit. Oh, I got vines I wanted to put down too. I think it was this one. Couple along here. I thought this could look good here. And I thought maybe that could look good. It's a little bit strong. That's okay though. I already got that one. Okay. Already one there. That probably is okay without one. Actually, yeah. Pretty good. Silly question, but you can turn one off the mechanic that makes vines grow. Yes. Options. Is it accessibility? I think it's... You can do it. Is it a game rule? Do... Yeah, do vine spread. We've got it off. Do vine spread. So yeah, if you're not the admin, then you may have to ask the admin to do it. But yeah, you do vine spread. And then you'd say false. Yeah, I think this place looks pretty good. This feels really strange. I think I need to take the hill down a little bit. It feels like it's the same height as the hill behind it. I need to mow that down, I think. Might as well do that while we're waiting for the dark. This all needs to get landscaped anyway. And no, I'm not worried about collecting the grass. We have quite a bit. So hopefully that will give a better silhouette of the roof of the shed up against the skyline. Yeah, see how that changes things a little bit? Right? It doesn't look like it's bleeding into the background. Works out much nicer. Okay. We also have... Well, first I gotta dump all this grass. I think we're good. These, maybe. Oh, I want those. Don't think we need any more buckets. Don't need sea pickles. So I want stone and stone bricks. So this road has a really weird, unnatural kind of curve to it because this graveyard was not here when I planned the road. So it doesn't make any sense that you'd curve in this way and then have a hard left turn. So we need to kind of smooth this out so it connects. And unfortunately, this really cool rock that I made is right in the way. I feel like that is going to be directly in the path of what I want to do. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, probably 4, 5. Two, probably 3 here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thanks very much for the follows, folks. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this is going to have to come down. As much as I want to try to do this in my mind, I feel like, yeah, we're going to have to come at this a little bit different. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. Oh, dark again. Let's keep this handy in case we need it. Yeah, that's pretty good. The fountain is looking kind of dim, so I feel like maybe what I need to do here is actually put, like, rather than having stuff underneath the road or underneath the bushes, I need to have something here that's lit up somehow. Probably right here, actually. Or perhaps I move it back a bit. No. I think that's pretty good. I don't know if that's the final design for the fountain thing, so we'll have to see. This is feeling very dark, and I'm going to have to do something. I think I have to add a carpet in here somewhere. I feel like we maybe have to add one. Yeah, that looks okay. Again, I'm so glad I finished the crypt underneath all of this before attempting to do this stuff. It's just enough. We actually did pretty well. Like, there's really very few spots, if any, just in the back corner here. And again, we can totally just put something here. Yeah. Whoops. Hopefully that's not too bright for back here. Yeah, see, that's what I wish I had done out here. So maybe we'll try and mimic that. A solid block and 2 stairs. What do I have up there? Oh, it's just because it's a stair there and not a solid block. I wonder if I could change that to a solid deep slate block. That would make sense. Yeah, we've got some dim spots here. So obviously this is a prime candidate, I think. Yeah. Come on. I don't think this looks too lit up. It's starting to get a little bit bright. That's the only thing. I think the issue comes when you put the light source too close to the gravestone. It does look a little bit like the gravestone is glowing. Like this one, I think. Maybe what we could do there is move that. I don't know if I have another flint and steel handy. And of course that leaves a little one in the middle. Dang it. But it makes that gravestone look less like it's glowing, right? Which is nice. This is where I wish we had something like a moss carpet, but for dirt. And no, brown carpet does not look the way that you think it does. Probably have to do 2 here. That's not bad. There's still spawning spaces, but it doesn't look terrible. Yeah, this side's okay. How did you dodge that? Ninja spider. Blocks. Which one is it? Tile. I get so used to walking around and building without ever worrying about mobs because we sleep through the night all the time that I forget to eat, and then an encounter with a mob is a real problem. Alright, so if we break this and turn it into straight up tile, then we can hang the lantern, which does look better. We could also try to make this a special block. That looks okay. I feel like that's a really weird design choice for that block. It's not my favorite. Zombies in a graveyard, surprise. The other block that I wanted to try, oh, more friends, is polished. I said that did not, he wasn't making any groaning noises. I thought that might have been a creeper. So annoying. Oh wow, that's ugly. Okay. So I guess the lesser of the evils is that one. Anybody else? I think we're good. Yeah, creeper in that graveyard would be, it would be a hard day not to rage quit and just be like, we're going to do something else. Or I'm going to go do something else for a little while. All right, well, as much as I like this, I'm just going to quickly screenshot it, and I think we have to remove it. So, yeah, I think this is going to grow here. And so now we just have to look at this line and see if it makes sense. I'll fix the vertical stuff later. I just want to make sure that this road sort of feels like a good curve. And obviously it needs to come up a bit from here. Yep, and then we can push this back. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, and then this can go back farther. Try to make that feel relatively smooth. Sometimes you just have to play with it till it looks right. And that feels pretty good, I think. Coming into here, and then we just naturally turn. Yeah. Okay. That's gonna go. I don't know if I have the room for all this stuff. Nope. Take it easy, CJ. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciate the company. Hope you're having a good day. Samus, or Samus. Good to see you again. So here, what we can do is probably, I don't know if it needs to be, if this needs to curve as well. I feel like the whole intersection is going to be softer. More like a Y than like a right angle situation. Fazu Battlecaster, long time no see. Hope you're having a good day. It was better the other way. Obviously, we'll change the way that it steps down too. I think that looks okay. This might be a little bit far. And what we would do here is line up this, probably would go here. What is this? 1, 2, 3. So we'd probably do 2, 3. Oh no, wait a minute, it'd be here. And then probably starting here. More break when you're ready, says Cosmic. Thank you very much. So I wouldn't make this square. We'd probably have to make it into some sort of arc, be my guess. That may or may not work. So much progress. I see the tweets and I need to look at more of the Instagram pics. I actually don't really post any Instagram pics of this build. My Instagram is like my personal Instagram. I don't really do much for Minecraft stuff on it. All of the images from this series are definitely on Twitter and Discord. So if you want access to those, Discord is probably the best place. Yeah, my Instagram is all like, you know, hiking and food and like non-Minecraft stuff. The only thing that I do on Discord, or not Discord, Instagram. The only thing I do on Instagram that's Minecraft related is sharing is sharing the podcasts. That's it. All right, before I break where it is dark, I want to do one last check through here. So it's really just these last little spots, which this is more of a, it's bugging me than we really need to fix them. The easiest, this is the tough one. Since we moved this, that's the real trick. And I don't have any candles. Oh, you're going to be put out by the rain. This flint and steel's not going to last very long either. And we might be able to get away with just one here. Oh, so close. Is that too much? That's okay. That's obviously a candle. Quite a few spots back here. I really like that long grass. Couple of spots that I'd be willing to live with. Yeah, as much as I'd like to cover these up, I think we're good. So it's not 100%, it's real close though. Because things could still spawn there. And I mean, here it'd be easy. Oh, come on. I'm gonna die here. Where to go? Gotcha. That was close. Man, it is really fierce out here. Right, so I got that done. And that doesn't look too bright. I think that's okay. Level 4 seems to be alright. I remember from doing some event recently that if you're not paying attention and you don't have a chest plate on, skeletons are pretty rough. Now, are you spawning in here? I don't think you're spawning in here. Okay. I've had enough. I'm going to take that break. So, folks, if you're new, I take a break once an hour. Gives me a chance to just zap the coffee. Grab a stretch. You should too. We'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. back to daytime so we don't have to fight mobs constantly. I think I'm kind of done with working around at night today, so I'll leave that and then return later to that stuff. I guess we can put this away then. What I would like to do is fix the road, so I don't need any of these. Thank you, Cosmic. Appreciate it. DAMUCA. Hello. Welcome in. Yeah, I like the curve of that better. It's now just the angle of this step down. I think maybe it has to go at a bit more of an angle here. It feels okay. I don't think it needs to come back any farther. Maybe it doesn't have to be symmetrical. Maybe we can go like 2 here, but then it could be sharper. No, I think it was better before. And maybe I'll also do that. Yeah. I think that works. And I don't think I need to change this at all. I think that actually works quite well. And then along here, we'll just add in all the bushes and things that I put away already. Oh, can you see the wheat field in the distance? Oh yeah, so you can. That's cool. There'll be a little bit more decoration, I think, happening along the road as well. And I've got some mossy cobble. Yeah, I want to take out some of these and make them a little bit more robust. I think maybe what we'll do is actually make a proper bush. I think this is where I would want to put it. Oops. So it looks like it almost connects that bush there. Oh, I'm gonna have to put a mossy cobble there. Do I have one? Yes, I do. It almost looks good. I thought it was gonna look better, but oh. I've been looking at a few mini builds to add to the landscape around Somerville, says Cosmic. So far, I have a cute little pink gazebo that I oddly test built near Alistair's area. Was that on purpose? A little water tap thing. That's a cool idea. Having some sort of like well, you know? Oh, those are wrong bush. I think that was just there from before. I don't like it when they come out over the road too much. For whatever reason. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Works quite well. I'm tempted to make this mossy. And is that a stair? It is. I think we're going to make that a mossy stair. Plug baby with the raid. Thanks so much for sharing your viewers. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome in, folks. My name is Joel Duggan. If you haven't put that together, we're working in a 3-year-old medieval build. We're just putting some foliage decorations around the outside of this graveyard. Thanks very much. Folks, if you want to know what Plug Baby was up to, you can always go check them out on Twitch. And for folks that are in from the raid, if you want to let us know what Plug Baby was up to, or if you obviously have to run, I appreciate it. I know that after I'm finished streaming, I generally have to scoot. I'm usually done being at the computer after 3 or 4 hours, so I understand that that's a thing. No worries if you get a run. But thanks so much for sharing your viewers. I really appreciate it. I wanted mossy slabs. See, I didn't do this before because I wasn't sure where the foliage was going to go on the outside because I knew I had to move the road. Rough it up a little bit. Oh, I don't have any cracked. We have to make more cracked stone. I'm running low on coal too. That looks pretty good. I just did this roughly yesterday because I wasn't sure how this was going to go. But I think we can probably get away with a full bush back there as well. Yes, you got to run, but have a great stream. Thanks very much, Plug Baby. Again, appreciate you sharing your viewers. Folks, welcome in. If you want to leave a follow, if you are not already, then you will get notifications when I go live. You can also follow on Twitter. And if you have access to the Discord, either via Prime or Twitch tier 1s, or even a Patreon sub, then you'll get a heads up in the Discord when I go live as well. So it all depends on where you like to get your updates, how you like to support streamers, all that kind of stuff. Appreciate it all the same. And that is to say, like, eyeballs are also plenty of support. Like, don't feel like I'm plugging all the different paid stuff as well. What was I looking for? Right. One of those and one of those. Forgot my bone meal. I'm not planning anything too crazy along here, just a little bit of grass. Just to kind of soften up the way that things look. I also like using moss carpet along the edges here sometimes because it helps define the edge of the road. Oh, I should go get my powdered concrete as well. Oh, I had some. Whoops. So obviously the trick here is that you can't put any grass on it, but it does help kind of lighten things in the area. Oops, that was the wrong thing. And I guess we could have another small bush along here. Nothing crazy. It's probably fine. Oh, that feels a little bit weird. What if we did that? A bit better. Finished Kiwi, hello. Things are going well. Yeah, it feels weird. Maybe we just need some more of this concrete powder. Yep, looks pretty good to me. Only thing missing might be a couple of buttons here and there. Little bits of the wall maybe coming off. Don't want to do it too often. I guess we could also put down some of those mini blocks, the bush blocks. See if that helps. Any place that this might be needed? Maybe back here. It's a little distracting. It's very high contrast compared to the other bushes, so we'll leave it like that, I guess. Oops. Oh, I'm out of grass. More grass required. This all has to get landscaped anyway. Nope, too much. There we go. Wouldn't mind sneaking a fern in there somewhere if I can. Now, this stuff here, I don't know if I like how that wall like how this kind of connects. I feel like it needs to be a little bit different. And then of course I want to mix it up a little bit. I don't think I want too much behind there. I guess we could try a bush. Don't know what that looks like from in here. It's not bad actually. I like using this trick to soften the corners a little bit. Yeah, not bad. And then maybe we can fit another small bush like out in the middle here. Whoops. Oop, out of moss. Never understand how you don't get carried away by this kind of stuff. Start at one end before you know it, and the world borders everything between you and is landscaped. Yeah, it's hard to resist touching everything. I think that the trick that I try to apply is doing the edges of things. That seems to be kind of a good rule of thumb, right? Like rather than landscaping like all the way up into there, like I'm just doing the edges of stuff. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Oh, I need more grass. I think it's something that's needed here. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Yeah, cool. Now I don't know exactly what's happening with this road. I know that's not staying there. So I'm going to leave that for now. This is just like a temporary transition from dirt into stone. Obviously, we've not textured the road. So the other side, I don't think I'm going to move the tree, but I do feel like this intersection is a little bit wonky. But in order to move that, I'm going to have to get rid of some of the things in my inventory. Oh, these will probably be done. I guess I'm probably going to need those. Done with those. Oh, that's the player head now. Now that they'll stack, because they're player heads. And then that should be everything. It's going to be hard to do this because the tree is going to block our view on the map. But essentially this corner doesn't make sense. It needs to be rounded, but I think I want that tree to stay there. I know it's a custom tree. I guess we could always move it to the right a little bit. Although, it looks pretty good from this side. Yeah, maybe one block to the left. Not a lot, though. And I would only move the bottom. I wouldn't necessarily move the whole thing. Have I incorporated many of the 1.20 blocks into the town or stuck with the previous palette? I'm trying to remember what are 1.20 blocks. I've not done much for pink. I don't think we have any cherry wood. Hanging signs. Yeah, hanging signs were a big one. I think there's really not much. Yeah, so I think what would happen here, probably this, and then this would definitely curve in. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move that tree. Honestly, this would probably just be a straight line. Oh, this would probably need to be here. Then this would be 2 to here. Yeah, and then we'd probably just take this. I think this is on my list, actually. No, maybe not. East Bridge Road, East Farm Road, East Graveyard, Southeast Road. Yeah. Huh. Thought it was on, maybe it's in the other book. Where does that go? Up to there. There's still a piece of dirt in the tree. Let's grab this. Maybe a little bit higher. Yeah, that's not too bad. I don't know that this is going to necessarily pass as a tree. The dark oak ones look much better when you do it like this. I don't know if I have the brain capacity right now to do a custom tree. I might just leave this for another day. I should add it to my list though. I don't forget about it. East Graveyard tree. Actually, probably grab that back. Oop, that's the wrong texture. So here we could try to add a little know if I like that. Maybe it has to go the other way. Nope. Looks a little bit weird. That's not too bad. Maybe if we remove this. This lining up feels very strange. Gets a little bit higher, less in your face when you walk around the corner, which is good. So much trial and error when you're messing with trees. That's a little bit better. Yeah, I don't know if I have the brain power for a custom tree. Also, me making a custom tree. It's like a dog with a bone sometimes. You just kind of have to get at it. It's not terrible. It needs a little bit more, I guess, finesse to it. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more dynamic. That's the thing that it's missing, I think. But I'm happy with the trunk, which means I can come back in here and maybe add in a little bit more happening along this area. Also, ferns usually look good up against trees. They look like saplings. Whoops. Not my first time here. Dog with a bone. It made sense to a lot of people, I think. Yeah, I can see that. It feels a little bit even, so let's move that. Maybe we'll put that here instead. What would this look like if there was two peeking up? Not bad. Actually, I don't like that it's the same height as this part here. That all looks good. I wonder if concrete would look good here. Yes, it does. Maybe we can pull off a couple of those. Sometimes, oop, not what I wanted. I feel like you can get away with putting a bush actually in the ground to kind of add a little bit more. A little bit more depth. Just a little bit more to look at sometimes. Unfortunately, you can't put grass on top of them, which would be nice. This is why I want like a separate toolbar. I think that would be helpful. Constantly just replacing things. I think it's because the shears aren't enchanted and that's why they get replaced by the inventory pick block stuff. Cool. I'm not going to go too far because I really don't know what's happening here, so we'll have to worry about that later. I think... Again, just using the edges of these carpets to help give the path an edge. It's helpful. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I don't really bother enchanting shears either because, you know, it's just so cheap when you have an iron farm. Like, you might as well just continue to do what you normally do, right? Just use them until they die and then replace them. Same thing with flint and steel, right? Like, once you have an iron farm, there's a bunch of things that you just don't think to make a lot of. Whoops. Yep. I think that looks pretty good. Trying to get some various levels of things. No, Cosmic, I've got to run. 'Tis the end, I think. Maybe. I don't want to put bushes in like every crook and cranny and corner. This feels too easy sometimes. Although, well, that Going into the wall is not my favorite either, so maybe we will do that. Whoops. Yeah. All right. Well, that takes care of all of the front. So all of this, I'd say, is done. The road obviously isn't, but I think all of this is complete. I didn't really do too much over here. So I'll have to do the back here a different time. I think really what happens in this area here is going to depend greatly on what's happening with this road. So I'm going to do the road first. I find that usually when I do a site and then do another thing, it's a lot easier to do both sides and then figure out what's going on in the middle, especially when it's as time consuming as doing all this kind of custom foliage work, which again looks good. It takes a while, but it's actually come together quite nicely. So I'm happy with that. And then the last thing that we'll have to do, of course, is the little pond that I wanted this fountain to empty out into. We may even put like a little tunnel underneath here to empty out, because it would be kind of fun to break up this big wall of green that kind of is happening right here. And it would be cool to, like right there, I think it would be nice to have a little culvert or something, just a little drain. It would make, yeah, it would make this look a little bit more interesting. It would help us define like this area here too, if there was actually like a solid thing happening here. So I don't know how deep that's going to be. Maybe one more block. We'll see. Probably not. I don't want it to get too crazy. Then all of that's going to have to be landscape. So this will have to have some greenery on it. We'll probably add in some things along here as well. Try and make that feel a little bit more overgrown because of all the moisture that would be around there, right? But that will look pretty cool. And then of course we just have to kind of do a very quick pass around the backside here and just along here. And some of this stuff is going to be real simple, you know, just being able to blend it in a little bit. Because really, outside of like smoothing out a few of these little things, there's not a lot of landscaping that has to be done out here, because if I do that, I'm just going to be going until the cows come home, just like Cosmic was saying. So all of this is going to be smoothed out gently and then just kind of left as is, because you have to end somewhere. But the whole idea is that this graveyard is kind of like a nice transition from a weird, Minecraft world up into the big wall. And it's funny, when you have something natural like a river, it creates like this natural barrier, and so it makes sense, it looks good. But then when you don't have that, it just felt very flat here. So I'm glad that we've got this done. Perfect spot for some flowers. You know what? That's not a bad idea, Cosmic. Having a big field of wildflowers would be a really good idea, because if we grab the rockets, I think you can see it coming across the bridge here. Yeah. So like having some wildflowers spread across that hill, not a bad idea. Maybe we'll do a bunch of white flowers because those are the flowers that are being used in the graveyard. That could be a 2, right? Anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap things up. We can take a look at this place now with some shaders on. Suffice to say, the inside of the graveyard is definitely done. I'm really happy with that. A lot of blue lanterns. but I really like the way that this turned out. It's fairly simple in concept, but I think it's very effective. Unfortunately, my candles look like lightsabers with my shaders. I don't have a shader that doesn't make light candles look like light bulbs. It's weird how they've made the block glow and not the light source. It's very strange. But yeah, very happy with the way that this all came together. So we will continue and probably have just one more stream to wrap up the landscaping around the outside of it. That will happen, today is Thursday, on Saturday. Tomorrow I'll be back at 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours to build the other wings of the X-Wing Starfighter. I don't know how many weeks we have left of that. Probably 2 more weeks of that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, you can follow on Twitter and Instagram at Joel Duggan. Very easy to find on social media where you need to find me. Do check out the Spawn Chunks podcast and the Citadel Cafe podcasts. They're both fantastic shows, I think, for Minecraft and sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. Hey, co-hosted by me. So, you know, if you enjoy this, then hopefully you'll enjoy those. Thanks very much for the subs. Thanks to the raid and the bits today. Really appreciate it. We're going to pass you along to, it looks like, Slice Lime is live. Let's go say hi to Slice Lime. Make sure you do a hashtag Joel Raid. Be kind when you land in Slice Lime's chat, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.